He's the giant who turned pain into power. The man who went from being rejected as a child to becoming one of the most unshakable voices on television. Known to the world as Tyrus, but born George Timothy Murdoch. His story isn't just about fame or wrestling, it's about survival. From the dark corners of his childhood in Boston, Massachusetts, to the blinding lights of WWE and Fox News, every scar tells a story. This isn't just a biography, it's the rise of a man who refused to break as a teenager. His massive frame and athletic drive led him towards sports. He played college football for the University of Nebraska at Kearney, dreaming of becoming a teacher someday. But fate struck a cruel blow when a ruptured appendix required surgery that damaged the nerves in one of his legs, leaving him with a permanent limp. For most people, that would have been the end of their dreams. For Murdoch, it became the mark of survival, proof that pain could not stop him. In the early 2000s, he stepped into the wild world of professional wrestling. By 2006, he had signed with World Wrestling Entertainment WWE under Deep South Wrestling DSW. There, he introduced himself to fans as G-Rilla, a street-tough powerhouse who immediately drew attention. But his first run didn't last long. After being released in 2008, he took a 2-year break before storming back into the ring. In 2010, WWE welcomed him again, and this time, he took the name Brodus Clay, a playful nod to Snoop Dogg's real name, Calvin Cortazar Brodus. Before wrestling, Murdoch had actually worked as Snoop Dogg's personal bodyguard, an experience that taught him both discipline and loyalty. Inside the ring, Brodus Clay became a formidable presence. He debuted on WWE NXT, and fans immediately knew he was something different. But in 2012, the world saw a new side of him when he transformed into the Funkasaurus, a dancing, fun-loving character surrounded by his backup crew, the Funkadactyls. It was wild, funny, and completely different from the menacing giant fans had known. The crowd loved it, and suddenly, Brodus Clay was one of the most entertaining faces on television. But as all eras do, the Funkasaurus days eventually ended. In June 2014, WWE released him, closing one chapter and opening another. Later that year, he reinvented himself once more, this time as Tyrus, and joined Total Nonstop Action, TNA Wrestling, now called Impact Wrestling. No more dancing, no more gimmicks. This was a return to raw power and focus. As the enforcer for Ethan Carter 3EC3, he was dangerous, commanding, and unforgettable. Between 2014 and 2018, Tyrus fought battles that cemented his legacy as one of wrestling's most recognizable figures. Then came a new beginning. In 2021, he stepped into the legendary National Wrestling Alliance (NWA). Within months, he became the NWA World Television Champion, defending the title multiple times before giving it up in pursuit of something bigger. In 2022, his determination paid off when he defeated Trevor Murdoch and Matt Cardona at NWA Hard Times 3, claiming the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, his first ever world title. But glory comes with endings. In August 2023, at the NWA 75th Anniversary Show, he faced his old ally EC3 in a brutal bull rope match. The stipulation was clear: if he lost, he would retire forever. That night, under the bright lights, Tyrus fought like a man defending his life's work. When the match ended, he had lost the title, and with it, his wrestling career. But he left the ring not in defeat, but in triumph, thanking his fans, his colleagues, and most of all, his family. While wrestling made him famous, television made him a household name. His second act began when Greg Gutfeld, the host of The Greg Gutfeld Show on Fox News, invited him in 2016 to appear as a guest commentator. His humor, honesty, and presence won the audience over immediately. Soon, Gutfeld brought him back as a regular, dubbing him the Massive Sidekick. From there, Tyrus became a familiar face across the Fox News channel, appearing on the Daily Briefing with Dana Perino, UNPC, and hosting Enough Said on Fox Nation. By 2023, he had his own hosting debut on Fox News Saturday Night, and later launched a talk series called Maintaining with Tyrus on Outkick. From wrestler to broadcaster, from the ring to the newsroom, he had transformed himself again. But beneath the fame and the spotlight was someone who preferred a quieter story. The story of the woman who captured his heart. That woman is Ingrid Rink. Now Ingrid Murdoch, a fitness entrepreneur, mother, and the perfect balance to his larger-than-life personality. Born on April 24, 1981, in the United States, she grew up with an independent streak and a love for business. By the age of 15, she was already teaching her first fitness class, setting the foundation for a career built on movement, motivation, and discipline. Over the years, Ingrid earned multiple fitness certifications and became known for her unique approach to health and wellness. She founded the Rink Routine, a fitness brand built around the belief that what you practice daily shapes the outcome of your life. But her biggest professional success came from something deeply personal. When her son Rock, from a previous marriage, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, she began creating portion-controlled meals to help him manage his condition. Friends noticed the incredible results and asked her to prepare meals for them too. That small act of care grew into Sensible Meals, a meal prep company that helped thousands across the country eat healthier and live better. Ingrid and Tyrus's love story began around 2014, long before the world even knew they were together. Two strong individuals, one from wrestling, the other from fitness, built a partnership rooted in respect and resilience. In 2020, Tyrus proposed with a stunning emerald ring, calling her my everything. 4 years later, in January 2024, the couple officially tied the knot in Clark County, Nevada, but their road together wasn't always easy. In 2019, Tyrus was accused of sending inappropriate messages to former Fox News colleague Britt McHenry. The network investigated, and though the case was eventually dismissed 2 years later with a private settlement, it caused serious strain on his family. Ingrid later wrote, "The trauma my family endured this past year is too much to even share. But my husband became an even stronger leader for us. Through that difficult chapter, she stood by him, loyal, steady, and fearless, away from cameras." The couple's home life is anything but ordinary. Tyrus calls their house the Tyrus Zoo. Their home is filled with exotic fish, snakes, turtles, lizards, and chameleons. At first, Ingrid hated the idea, but for love, she learned to adapt. She now manages the entire zoo herself, even playing sounds of rain and thunder at night to help the reptiles mate. With help from their children, she keeps every enclosure spotless and every creature healthy. Tyrus often says that his mental and physical health improved 1,000% thanks to her care. Together, they are raising a blended family filled with laughter, chaos, and love. Their daughter Georgie Rose was born on May 7, 2014, and like her father, she has inherited a competitive spirit. She rides horses, plays soccer, and even won her first horse riding competition in 2024 with her beloved horse, Roosevelt. Nicknamed Teddy, Tyrus also has children from previous relationships, 2 daughters and a son he affectionately calls Kakarot. Ingrid's older sons, Red and Rock, are also part of their family circle. Despite his public image, Tyrus is fiercely private about his kids. In his memoir, Just Tyrus, he avoided using their names, saying their stories belong to them. But he often talks about how much they've taught him about being a better man. When he retired from wrestling, it wasn't because he was tired, it was because of them. On the Sage Steele show, he revealed that he asked his kids if they wanted him to keep wrestling or come watch their games. They looked him in the eye and said, "We want you at the games." That was all he needed to hear. He left the ring behind to be the father he never had growing up. Despite his tough exterior, Tyrus has shown the world his softer side. In an interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored, he spoke about one of his children who is part of the LGBTQ community and currently transitioning. "Whatever my child wants to be," he said, "I'll be there, always." Those words showed a side of him few expected, not the fighter in the ring, but the protector at home. And that's the story of Tyrus Murdoch, a man who turned every setback into strength and every struggle into purpose. From the wrestling ring to the heart of his home, he proved that true champions aren't defined by fame, but by family. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one.